fresh from 4th and 31. We bring in the coach, Coach Earl Lewis, this morning. Coach, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Jimmy.
I guess you'd have drawn up that play exactly the way it fell out, right?
Yeah, I planned it that way. I sent Saban word about it ahead of time.
Director of the Care House, Coach Earl Lewis, joins us, and his Care House Christmas food giveaway. Been doing this how long now?
A long time, Jimmy. I was afraid you'd ask me that, but I've been there well over 20 years, and we were doing it when I first went there already, so it's been a long time.
So what's the Care House about?
It's about trying to help people that are in need in the community for food or clothing, either one, and occasionally, very occasionally, help with a power bill or something of that nature, but primarily food and clothing is what we do.
And it takes a lot of people and entities to make this thing work too.
We could not exist without the people of Sylacauga supporting us, and they do always have, and still do. You wouldn't believe the amount of canned goods and food we've had brought in the last 5 or 6 days up there to prepare for what we're about to start Thursday. So.
Now you say up there, for people who may not know, where is the Care House?
The Care House is located at 103 South Broadway. It's the old home of Dr. Fritz Craddock Sr. A lot of people don't realize that, but it's catty-cornered across from First Baptist Church, across the alley from First Presbyterian Church, and a half a block away from the tennis courts. So
it's amazing to me, Coach, and I see people every day. There's a lot of people in need in our community.
Oh, there really are. But I'll tell you, honestly, though, Jimmy, there are so many people around here doing similar to what we do now that really, if I started to say there's no excuse, yes, there is an excuse, but the food is plentiful around here right now, whether people believe it or not. But we do have a lot of people living on the streets and living out of their cars and so forth, and it's a sad situation, but there are some remedies available in the Sylacauga area if they'll have the initiative to get out and hunt around a little bit.
And so, you've got families, Coach, that are really trying to make it, and they just fell on hard times too.
That's exactly right, and that's unfortunate. A lot of people come in and tell us that they had a job and got laid off, or the business closed, or whatever, and they'll apologize for having to be there, and so it makes you feel for them a lot when you hear those stories.
So today we're going to be accepting canned goods and that sort of stuff, right?
Right. Actually, yesterday was supposedly our final day, but it's like I told you before we came on the air, we're certainly not going to turn down anything that's brought in late, but we tried to get all the food in by yesterday. We still will accept it today, of course, and if we have some brought in during the process while we're giving it out, if somebody forgot to get it or just didn't get there for one reason or another, we'll certainly accept. We don't, unlike Nick said about the touchdown, that we'll take it.
Yeah. So what is needed?
Well, we primarily give out canned vegetables, some frozen food off and on, and anything that's non-perishable except for the meat, and we've got a good variety of what's going out starting this coming Thursday.
Yeah, I was about to say the giveaway begins this week.
This Thursday, November the 30th. That's about a day or two earlier than we usually start, but that's just because of the way the calendar fell that we needed to be able to finish in time that we started. We will start, I should say, this coming Thursday, day after tomorrow.
Now, there's more than one day you're going to be doing it.
We'll actually be doing it for 10 days, and we've got a list here. I don't know if people will be able to remember everything, but we'll start this Thursday, and then next week we'll give out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and then the following week we'll do the same thing, 4 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then finish up on December the 18th. And we'll be giving out the food from 9:30 to 12 each of those 10 days that I just mentioned. And when the folks get there, we'll give out numbers to the first 25 that come. And we'll serve those 25, and then we'll shut the door and be open again the next day for the same process. And so there's no need for anybody to rush up there to try to get there the first day, afraid they'll not get anything, because we'll give out approximately 300 food orders during those 10 days, 25 a day, plus 2 institutions, well, not institutions, may be a bad word, but the Main Avenue Apartments and the people that are involved in Alta Point, we'll give those 2 groups out as groups, 25 or so per order.
So it's what, 9:30 till noon or something like that?
9:30 till noon, yes.
Okay.
And we'll be there about 9, getting prepared every morning, and we'll open the doors at 9:30. And like I say, they'll be given a number, the first 25, and if they don't get a number, they can come back the next day.
So there's plenty right now, right?
Oh yeah, plenty. Yes.
Yeah. So what's some of the stuff's included in the baskets?
Well, they'll get, and this will be a change over what we've done for very good reasons. They'll get a 10-pound bag of chicken leg thigh quarters. They'll get assorted canned vegetables, cranberry sauce, soup, bread, Little Debbie's snack cakes, macaroni and cheese, Jiffy cornbread mix, and et cetera, a few other odds and ends that will be thrown in there. So it's a good, it's at least a very good Christmas Day meal. If they want to use it then, or if they may decide to use it the afternoon, they get it, and that's fine. That's up to them.
Now you've been around a long time, and we've talked this before, and there are abusers and users out there, and I get angry at people who do that because it's taken away from really needful people.
Right. That is true. Unfortunately, it is true, and we try to sort them out as best we can. We try to screen them, but our philosophy has always been, since I've been there, and I think before, that I'd rather give somebody something that doesn't need it than send somebody at home that really did need it, and we weren't able to serve them. So that's, but we do try to screen people. Now, for this particular event, the Christmas food giveaway, we don't require pre-registration, and we don't do ask a lot of questions. If they're a resident of the Sylacauga area and they've got a valid ID, we try to serve them.
So they must have an ID, right?
They must have an ID, and we prefer a photo ID, but there are some others that are valid that we can see. But if they have a photo ID, they need to have it with them when they come.
Yeah. So what if there is an individual and they have a mother or daddy who are an invalid or something like that?
We can let someone come and pick up an order for somebody that's in that shape, but they do have to call us.
Okay.
And the phone number is 256-249-8289, and clear that and make arrangements for it ahead of time. They can't just walk up that day. And for, I think, obvious reasons, it's too confusing to try to sort that out on a short notice. So they have to call and talk to one of our staff members and get the name and who it is and what the reason is that they are not able to pick their own order up and so forth. And we try our best to take care of those people too.
All of us have cabinets a lot of times that's running over with canned goods, and you push them back and you look at the dates on them. Hey, listen, bring those canned goods down to the care house today. They'll put them to good use. There's going to be a lot of needy families during the holiday season beginning on Thursday from 9:30 until noon, and y'all are open today to receive those canned goods.
And to prepare for the giveaway.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So normally during the rest of the year, the purpose of the care house, is there clothing involved in this too?
Yes. We have a big clothing area upstairs in the building. And we do run short of some things every once in a while. We don't always have the same selection you'd have going in a department store or something, but we try to keep a good supply. In fact, we have more clothes brought to us than we can use sometimes. But we have more women's clothes than we do men's. men usually wear theirs out, and the women go buy a new dress every week. So we have that situation. But let me back up just a little bit and caution you one thing. You mentioned everybody bringing their canned goods if they've got a cabinet full, and we do want them to do that, but they can't be expired. If they're a month past expiration date or something, fine. But if they're dated 2012 or something like that, we just cannot use them. Because, probably they're okay, to be honest. But the liability we'd have if we sent out something that was not good would be bad. So we try to keep the canned goods within their expiration date as much as possible.
All right, is all these people in here that is doing the work within the care house, they volunteers, I guess?
Everybody, we have we have three really part-time, because I'm part-time, but we have two ladies that are part-time.
You're part-time in a lot of things, Coach.
Yeah, no, and no time. So, but yes, nearly all of them are volunteers, and we got some that come and help us regularly as volunteers, and some that just come 2 or 3 times a year and so forth. Couldn't operate without them. No, they're really valuable.
So how is the organization funded, Coach?
The funds are, we've got 20 some odd churches that support us with a gift pretty much every month, cash or check gift. And then we've got a lot of individuals that support us, and that we don't get any aid from the government, the city, the state, or the federal government, or anything like that. It's purely from local organizations, local churches, and local citizens. And in fact, I'm not going to call the name, but we get a $1,000 check 2 or 3 times a year for a gentleman that hadn't lived in Sylacauga since he was in high school.
Wow.
And
he hasn't forgotten, though,
hadn't forgotten us, and he takes care of helps take care of his old hometown.
So let's recap what's going to be happening today and then beginning on Thursday.
Preparation day today, really, but we will accept food if somebody brings it. Beginning Thursday morning at 9:30, we'll give out the first 25, and we'll proceed from there next week. 4 days next week, 4 days the following week, and the dates are listed in the Sylacauga today.
Okay.
And we've got them here. If I run through them real quick: Monday, December 4th; Tuesday, December 5th; Wednesday, December 6th; Thursday, December 7th, and then it'll repeat the next week of that same schedule.
Well, we'll continue to promote it for you, and let's feed Sylacauga. Great job by the Care House Christmas food giveaway. And Coach Earl Lewis joins us this morning. And Coach, I know that when that 4th and 31 took place, you were confident in knowing that it was going to be completed, right?
Oh yeah, just like everybody else that was watching. Yeah, I thought the game was on. I told somebody yesterday I personally had pretty well given up, but I was hoping the players hadn't given up, and it turned out they hadn't.
Absolutely.
And Coach Saban hadn't given up.
Would you have rushed 2 men on that last play?
I would not. I would have rushed at least 3 and maybe even 4. I thought that was a mistake Auburn made, but I'm glad they did. And Milroe had time to dance around back there a long time until he found the right receiver.
Can Alabama hang in with Georgia?
I tell you what, I was in a conversation last night, Jimmy. Georgia has a really fine football team. They've got some outstanding players, and Alabama's going to have to play their very best to be able to win. They can do it. They've got the tools to do it, but they'll have to really be focused and play together, because Kirby Smart does a great job, and his staff, and they've got some good ones.
All right, Coach, thanks a lot for being with us this morning.
Thank you. I appreciate you giving me the opportunity, and everybody come see us.
All right, Coach Earl Lewis from the Care House in Sylacauga. Got more to do on Daybreak Live right after you watch this.